Hello, and welcome to Convinced Catholicism, a place for all things Catholic. For my regular viewers, I did say that in my community post that I would talk about what Catholic Bibles to get. Now, I wanted to do more research on that, and I also got a commenter who said, I reviewed this book a little while ago, Every Day We Praise You, raving and lauding its praises. And I said, oh, but they don't make it anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the commenters said they do make it. It's called the St. Joseph Daily Prayer Book. And I will say much of the content in this book is in here, right? So we're going to cross-reference these books, and I'm going to review this book that is readily available on Catholic Book Publishing Company, right? And I do also have to apologize because it's been like a month since I put a video out last. So my apologies for that. For those of you who are followers, you know that I got a new job recently, and I'm still trying to get used to that schedule a little bit, right? So let me bring us in a little bit closer. There we go. Right, so if you have not already, check this video out, Every Day We Praise You. I really like this book, prayers and readings for each day. And, this is quite an old book. This is from, it seems like 1974, or 1978, 1978, right there. And we'll compare the table of contents. Oh, interesting. Look at that. Alleluia. The Lord, our powerful God, is King. Let us rejoice, sing praise, and give him glory. Alleluia. This is better art than this, but that's all right. And we can see here that, of course, we have different imprimaturs. This is from 2021. And we can see that we have a similar composition here. Similar, but not identical. We have the introduction, suggestions for praying in common. Well, that's not there. The calendar is page 12, grace for meals. Okay, and then what we do see is what we have in common is Sunday evening prayer 1 all the way to Saturday morning. So this is week 1 of the Psalter. And so this is not necessarily praying the liturgy, the hours. This is even reduced from shorter Christian prayer. But what we do see here is a devotional way for somebody to pray many of the Psalms on a regular basis. We also have opening and concluding prayers on page 128 on the left, common prayers on 126, the invitatory psalm, alternative invitatory psalms, canticle of Zechariah, canticle of Mary, dismissal. Then we have helps for prayer. Rather, this goes right into these like devotional readings, right? Readings and prayers. Readings, prayers, and devotions on the mysteries of Christ. Then we have the readings, prayers, and devotions of the mysteries of Christ. And then we see that it goes through some different things there's differences here, right? Readings in honor of Holy Eucharist, Mary, and then the saints, Mary and the saints, Holy Eucharist prayers and meditations, reception outside of Mass, and then we have penitential services, dates of retreats, and then we have some additional prayers here. So it's not a one-to-one exact, but I will say, I don't know if this ever came bound in a leather or a leather-esque material. This does. And I also feel like this is more concise. So let's take a look at some of these prayers here. So right off the bat, page 7, the introduction, is the same pagination, but it's a different introduction, right? So this more so emphasizes the historicity of the prayers. This talks about the importance of the Psalms and morning and evening prayer and whatever else, right? And it gives an explanation and a tutorial. I really like this. This is like an easy to read, 3 or 4 page introduction on the importance of these canticles, and we can sing them and so on. Most used prayers, let's see what this has here. Suggestions for praying in common, right? So the most used prayers are not really to be found, right? Praying in common. And then we have the Psalter, the first week. And we can see that the art is very much the same. As a matter of fact, I would not be shocked if this is some sort of a facsimile or a photographic lift. And then they took the same save file or whatever and added monochromatic colors and red and black to it. We can see here that this is very much identical. So let's go to the end of the Psalter. Okay. Maybe that's 128 in this as well. We'll find out. 128. No, it's not. So let's find out what the difference is. So Saturday morning, 127, 126. Okay, so it seems that there is also a difference in translation. Okay. Oh, praise the Lord, all you nations. Oh, praise the Lord, all you nations. Acclaim. So reading 2 Peter 1, 10 through 11. Be solicitous to make your call and election permanent. Brothers, you have been called and chosen. Work harder to justify it. Okay, so there is a bit of a translation difference there, and we see that the Canticle of Zechariah is, it seems, provided for us in this version. Maybe not not this version. And then we can get to the invitatory. And again, it seems that it's a facsimile. Well, not necessarily a facsimile, but kind of just a remastered version. Okay, so the Canticle of Zechariah, Canticle of Mary. Here we have alternatives to the invitatory, which I like. I don't know if you're like me, where you get tired of praying Psalm 95 over and over and over every single day. And so I prefer having this option here. Psalm 100, Psalm 67, Psalm 24. Okay. And then we have the music to the Canticle of Zechariah. Do we have the music? No, we do not. We just have common prayers. Concluding prayers of the season. Helps for prayers. Okay, so this is kind of where the difference is as well. We see that there are collects here. Opening prayer for Sunday, alternative prayer, Christmas, opening prayer, second Sunday, Lent, etc., etc. Right? So that is going to be different. The dismissal, 133, we do not have the collects the same way that we would, which you know, is not ideal. We have these devotional prayers for Advent, though we do see here, and you can tell I haven't really looked through this too much, mostly on the assumption that it would be the same. But when I saw the table of contents that they were different, I figured I'd review this. We can see here that there is a collect, but not all the ones that are provided, and at least not in the same order, right? So the Epiphany Collect, whatever. And then this also does not have music, okay? It has penitential services and then dates of retreats, and there's no calendar either. But, so it's not exact, but it is just as good, if not better, in the fact that this is more concise. And I would argue, if you're not going to be too hung up on the concluding prayers, these collects, it's much more straightforward. This is a great book. I'll put a link to the description, I'll put a link in the description. Amazon and or Catholic Book Publishing Company. I am local to the headquarters, so this came in a day for me, but your mileage may vary, your shipping may vary, but they're fast. And yeah, be sure to check out my other video, Every Day We Praise You. But also be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, and God bless.